Last thing. My prediction is Israel will be victorious, as difficult an operation as this will be. I believe Donald Trump, if they dare lift a finger against one American, God help them, he will unleash hell. I would put I put everything I had on that. And the Israelis do deserve our support, and they will have it at the right time, when needed, if necessary. But I will tell you, the world needs to ask itself a question, and I believe I know the answer. I just got back from the Gulf states. I got back from Saudi Arabia, from Qatar, and from the UAE. I talked to a lot of people, Mark. They want this regime out. They just don't have the courage to take them on because they fear Iranian hegemony in the region. I'll hand it to you. The Israelis had no choice from my perspective. What's yours?
The Iranians are about to get their asses kicked, and it's been coming since Jimmy Carter. They've slaughtered Americans, they've slaughtered Arabs, they've slaughtered their own people. They think this is Joe Biden's administration, that they would get away with getting nuclear weapons, and then the world would sit there, wouldn't know what to do about it. You talk about ballistic missiles. Israel sees thousands of ballistic missiles. It can't defend against 10,000 ballistic missiles. It's not going to sit there and take it. This Iranian regime is a terrorist Islamist regime. It is an illegitimate regime. It came to power through the point of a gun, and it expects to stay in power with nuclear weapons. Thank God we have Donald Trump as president of the United States. Thank God Israel has Benjamin Netanyahu as the prime minister. And I will say this: if this Islamic terrorist regime touches one hair on the head of an American citizen, they're going to wish they hadn't. And I want you to understand something, Sean. We have hundreds of thousands of American citizens in Israel. We have our experts telling us about our base and so forth. We have hundreds of thousands of American citizens in Israel right now. And so this is a big deal. And I would not ever bet against Israel. I would never bet against the United States of America. And the United States of America, I feel comfortable, I don't have inside information, is watching, is poised, and is prepared. And this Iranian regime, which thinks that Israel should just sit there and take it, even though they have mouthpieces in our own country that have given them aid and comfort, I want the Israeli people to know the overwhelming majority of the American people tonight are rooting for you. We hate this regime too. They've tried to kill the president of the United States. Now, this president, I think, has had enough. This attack, I cannot believe, no inside information would have gone on without us at least getting a wink and a nod. I want the Israeli people to know that. I want the American people to know that we stand on the side of a free people, of a democracy. This tiny little country is now fighting a war for their survival. They're fighting a war for the United States because these intercontinental missiles are meant for us. How do I know? Because the enemy has told us. They're fighting a war for Europe. Europe that keeps trying to destroy this little country through the UN and their own laws and so forth. This tiny little country is fighting a war for the free world against this Islamic Nazi regime that's backed by the communist Chinese, that's backed by the North Koreans, that's backed by the fascist Russian dictator Putin. And we should be supporting Israel every step of the way. I know in America we are. And I predict right now, they had zillions of chances with President Trump, Steve Witkoff. They had zillions of chances to survive, this regime to survive. But they chose not to. You want to know why, America? Because they are always building nuclear weapons, despite what some of the propagandists in our country say. They always wanted them to threaten and destroy the state of Israel and to threaten and potentially destroy the United States. What are we supposed to do? What's Israel supposed to do? Wait till they have nuclear weapons to find out? Well, they're not going to. And these ballistic missiles you speak of, these leakers to Axios, which are just undermining our country, undermining Israel, undermining our president. But these leakers who talk about thousands of ballistic missiles, and they'd already shot some at us. You'd think we'd take kindly to that, and that same nation was within a hair's breadth of having nuclear weapons and building missiles specifically so they can reach us. Do you think we would put up with that for a second? Well, just because Israel is small, they're not going to do it. It's a nation of warriors. Look at this poor country. They've been at war for almost 2 years. They didn't pick a fight. Their people were slaughtered. Look at this poor country having to deal with Iran. We've dealt with these damnable bastards in Iran for half a century since Jimmy Carter let them in. They've killed our people. They've attacked our embassies. They've backed every terrorist attack against the United States of America. Israel wiped out the Hezbollah chieftains who killed American Marines. They did that. Israel wiped out Sinwar and the others who were pushing terrorism against America and funding what's going on our college campuses. Think about what this tiny little country is doing and is up against tonight. Those countries in Europe that are organizing against Israel and want to create a separate Palestinian state, shame on you. You are damnable. You are a disgrace. You should be backing Israel. You should be supporting what they're doing. Just because you sold out your country, just because through immigration you've destroyed your country, doesn't mean Israel should roll over and play dead. The Jews in Israel, some of them survived the Holocaust. Many of them have family members who experienced it. They're not going to do it again. October 7th was the warning cry. Iran was behind it. Iran slaughtered those Jews. Iran did it. Iran slaughtered Americans. Iran did it. Now, Iran's finally, after half a century, going to get their asses kicked. That's my prediction.
Mark, by the way, this is what Israel is reporting. We can't independently confirm that the Chief of Staff, Commander of the Revolutionary Guard, the Secretary of Supreme Council, and others have been taken out, and one of their major nuclear facilities has taken a direct hit.